on mute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh.
I thought I was going to be late, so I'm glad I just sat down and logged on.
Nice. I actually just got done making dinner, so it worked out good.
What'd you make?
I made spaghetti and meatballs
Love that.
with some garlic bread. Yeah, I like to put Italian sausage in there with the spaghetti, and then make Italian sausage and meatballs. It's good stuff.
That is good stuff.
Very good. You stick to the ribs kind of stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I appreciate you coming by or stopping by the BoomerCast via Zoom. It's I like to hear from the parents, you know, and kind of tell a lot about a kid from their parents, you know. It's pretty nice to see parents that care, you know. Oh, Will, he's a beast out there, man. Not just physically, but mentally as well. You know, he's smart as hell. You can just tell him by the way he plays the game. It's cool. He works his tail off, and I'm sure he had some good parents to look up to, you know.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for having me and asking me for an opportunity to talk about him, because I could do that all day long.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Is the 81 in the background, was that one of Will's numbers?
It is. Yeah, it is. I need to. He actually said last time he came home, he's like, I forgot to bring my 9 Alamo bowl. So that is the peach bowl. I mean, sorry, the orange bowl and the peach bowl. Yeah.
Nice.
So those are the jerseys from those bowl games.
I'm kind of a numbers guy. So is the 8 and the 1, is that how you came up with the 9, or?
Not, but when he came up with the 9, he always kind of did the single digits.
Yeah.
And then he went to the 81 because he was, you know, encouraged. and then when he came up with the 9, I was like, well, hey, that was meant to be, because 8 plus 1 is
That's
9.
Right. That's right. Yeah. I'm driving my wife crazy sometimes. I'll be looking at numbers all over the place trying to make it make sense.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm a numbers person too. I'm always like, oh, that means something, you know.
Yeah.
His birthday is 11/11, and so it's
Oh,
like I always seem to look at the clock and it's 11/11. I'm like, oh, my baby's thinking of me.
You know, that's really crazy because my birthday is 12/12.
No way.
Yes way. That's so crazy.
Whoa, that is very crazy. And my daughter's birthday is 8/8.
No. Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, right, so there. I'm a numbers person too.
Heck yeah, that's cool. Speaking of your daughter, she's a soccer player, huh?
She is a soccer
really
player.
Good soccer player, from what I hear.
She's pretty good. I'm gonna have to tell you, she works just like Brayden. They are very hard workers. Like, they're unrelenting. And the one thing I can say about her is that no one's going to out hustle her. So she's just always all over, and she's always working and giving it her all every single time.
Yeah, that effort, you can't teach effort. You can't buy effort. You can't give it away. It's just something that's right here, you know. And
so true.
Like I said, you know, it goes back to the parents. I'm pretty big on the trying to help the youth, you know, and because I had I don't know, I made a lot of bad choices in my life, and but I mean, I'm on the right road now, you know, and it's just about not giving up, you know, and just got to keep fighting, and no matter how tough it is, it's tough some days. I tell you what, you know, to try and be nice to people, and you know, just follow God, but it's hard work.
That's it. That is it. We tell them all the time, put God first and everything else will fall into place. And so I really do believe that we always teach them to do everything as if you're doing it for the glory of God. And so, and like you said, so many times, more times than not, it's easy to do the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot harder to do the right thing, you know? And a lot of times, even when people aren't looking and you're doing the right thing and not getting those, you know, sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. So you just have to push forward. It's hard though sometimes.
It is, and champions are forged in the dark. When nobody's looking. The guy who's doing the hardest work is the one that's going to come out on top. And yeah, it's pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
So like I was a football. My wife and I just moved here to OKC from Wyoming about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, and I was a little league football coach up there, and I don't know, I probably had a handful of kids every year with a single parent home, and it really does take a toll because, like, especially when the mom has to work 2 or 3 jobs, and the kid don't have any after school activities or like no mentoring programs or anything like that. And that's what I'm going to school for. We're gonna change that for sure.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's cool. Is Brayden involved with anything like that?
It's funny that you said that, and I loved the question that you asked as far as do we have any groups or something that we wanted to mention in that respect? And I couldn't really think of anything, but then I remembered that when Brayden was little and my husband they were playing. Brayden played all sports, and
Nice.
so they were picking up these guys from underserved communities and underprivileged communities. And a lot of times, I mean, like they were come from single parent homes and just not given the attention and the encouragement that they needed. And so one or two of those guys were a part of the Boys and Girls Club. And so I loved that they were a part of that. And that one guy, he's actually in the military now and doing very well. But my husband and the other coach would go and pick up all of these guys. And so like the whole team was picked up by my husband and another coach, Coach Hicks, which is one of Brayden's mentors that kind of put him on the path to all things sports. And so these guys played together in every sport. So they played, it started with basketball, and then they went into baseball, and then it translated into football. So, I mean, I think that he has a heart for it. I don't think that he has the time right now, but for sure, he definitely has the heart for it.
Oh yeah, I can tell. Just his interaction with fans on Twitter, he's not like standoffish or anything. If you have a question for him, and usually, it answers it for you or whatever. And it's pretty cool. Talked to Mama G. I dubbed her Mama G, but Inetta Graham, she kind of did the same thing. Her and her husband would go around and pick teammates up, like their work schedule just wouldn't work out for them. So, and they still wanted to play sports, so they would just go around and be like the team mom and dad almost. And
that's right.
Great to hear. It's great to see because youth sports they're so important for a kid's growth.
It really is. You can sometimes tell the kids that are involved in those, and then versus the kids that are not. And it just seems like they tend to be a lot more well-rounded,
Yeah, that's very true. Like my pop, rest his soul. He taught me everything about the game, like how much, like just the values and morals that it teaches you, like trust, and all, being able to trust your fellow man. Like football, if you blow your assignment, your buddy's going to be right there. You just know it without looking. He's going to be there. So like in life, you need to be able to trust somebody. Like if you're not thinking right or whatever, be like, hey dude, like, what are you doing, bro? It's like, we just need people to pick each other up.
Man, so many life lessons in that, really, like even the encouragement that they give one another, and like just this brotherhood and this bond. And when they're out there, they're just willing to do whatever for the other one, you know? So, I mean, it's something that completely translates into the workplace
Yep.
too, and just in everyday life.
Well, and I really, really hate to say it, but like the college game is going into a business. Like the line between professionalism and amateurism is gone. Like, I mean, I think they should get paid. I do. Because if you think about it, they're the reason why people are in the stands. Like they're the reason why they're winning games or whatever. It's the team, and the coach puts them in the right spots. They still have to execute. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
definitely deserve a little bit of that, Katie, because there's, man, so much money going on in college football. It's insane.
So much.
It is. And so you guys were in Arlington, was that right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's right.
And Brayden was what was the high school again?
James Martin.
James Martin, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Did he play both ways there? I'm sure he did, right?
No, he didn't. He actually
Nice.
he played mostly offense, and so interesting when he was so he played offense most of the time in high school, and but he probably could have gone both ways because he likes to
Oh yeah.
hit.
He's a beast too. He went from like a little bit of a neck to no neck.
I know. You should see the progression of the pictures.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, yeah, just like getting my, I'm like, but they told me when Coach Gundy came and visited, they told me, you know, you're going to be like, what happened to my baby? His neck is going to be twice that size, and I'm like, whatever.
Right,
He was
right. Well,
right.
yeah, he was bragging. Will was bragging about how easy those workouts used to be. Like, I don't think he's bragging about it too much now, though, huh?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And, you know, it's so funny how that came across. He is very conditioned, and
Oh
he
yeah.
has stamina like no other. He's just got crazy stamina. And so the workouts, the coach here at our at Martin is Bob Wager, and he's the real deal. He is just such a he prepares those boys to young men into college. I mean, because Brayden felt so prepared going in, but yeah,
Nice.
I don't think he's bragging about those workouts anymore. He's
Heck yeah. So have you noticed a difference, like Braden talk about like the culture or anything? Does he seem more excited about the season this year than last season, like going into last season, or?
He does. He is really you know, he texted me out of the blue the other day, and it just said, "I'm having so much fun."
Nice.
And that warmed my heart because I hadn't gotten a text like that from him. And I know that it was kind of always not to disregard the previous
Yeah.
staff, but it was a fight always, you know, like with scratching and, you know, everyone trying to get to that, you know, playing time. And, you know, it becomes like a beat down, you
Yeah.
know, and I know for a long time, and he internalizes a lot. And so
Yeah.
I know for a long time he wasn't sleeping.
Mm.
And but I was like, I said, so was anything going on? And he couldn't articulate it. He was like, well, no, I don't think so. I think he was just internalizing. Now he's sleeping like a baby. He is sleeping like a baby. He's having the best night's sleep. And
Nice.
that's what he said. He goes, man, I'm sleeping so good. I'm like, it's probably those workouts.
Yeah.
But he loves the culture. He says that it just feels, he said it feels so much like, he goes, you say a brotherhood and it sounds so cliche, but he's like, Mom, this is like a true brotherhood. He said, and these coaches, they love on us, and
Mhm.
it's hard work. And they told us it's going to be hard. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, but you're going to love every minute of it. And he goes, and I do.
Nice, nice. Well, welcome the pain, huh? That's good stuff. Like, like I said, all year he's just like last year he was clutch, like making big catches to keep the chains moving and big blocks to spring 8, 9, 50-yard runs. Like he was just all over the place. You're talking about brotherhood and um yeah, it just didn't seem like the previous staff was they were just kind of going through the motions or whatever. And so like as a parent, were you a little mad? Like because you didn't get no notice or like that's for me, if I sent my boy away at least 500 miles, 1,000 miles, some of them were 3,000 miles away from home, and
Mhm.
I gave him to the hands of somebody that said they're going to take care of him. And then they just bounce in the middle of the night. Like I'd be a little, hurt about, maybe hurt more than mad.
I think that's what it was. It's because when I read some articles that said, it's a business, and
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. But you're I don't think that that's how it's approached when they come into your home.
Exactly.
It's approached as if it's a family,
Exactly.
and you're entrusting your baby, because people always laugh when I say he's my baby, and you're entrusting your baby in, their hands. And so they're comforting you and assuring you that everything's going to be okay and that you can trust us. And I will say that it was, I hurt is probably the better word. And just blindsided. Like, I don't think, I mean, there wasn't a thought in my mind that thought it would ever happen. And that was just so crazy that it all happened like that.
Yeah, it was wild. It is a business, but at the same time, there's still ethics in business. Like, if you want to go that route, then like have a little bit of integrity and just be a man. Like that's what a coach is. A coach is a man. Like no matter if he's wrong or right, he's gonna take accountability for what he did. And that's what's so cool about Venables is he's like a whole person. He's like a whole man. he
Oh,
knows
totally.
he knows he's not right, but he's not afraid to say he's not right either.
So true. So true. And I was telling Brayden, I said, I'm just such a firm believer. I said, I think that everything happens for a reason. And as abrupt as that was, I said, wow, look at it. Look at everything now. Like I think the culture has completely changed for that program. And then I said, and then had that not happened, maybe you're not given the
Yep.
opportunity to stay, and maybe you've gone off into the draft and not even having the numbers that you wished you would have had. So this is kind of a reset for everyone. And as abrupt and kind of disruptive that whole thing was, I think it ended up being the best thing for everyone involved.
Yeah, including the fan base. Like I've noticed the fan bases come together more. Like they were so divided when them coach, like the previous coaching staff was in here. Like it sucks seeing two Sooners just go at it like that. It just
It does. It really does. Hello. My husband just came in.
Oh, nice.
You're so right. You're so right though. Like it just seems like such a family. I'm like, this is the best fan base, really.
Yeah, it is like my my dad worked a lot, and when he wasn't around, I really didn't have anybody. So the Sooners, they were like my big brother. Like growing up through the '90s. Oh, those are some rough years, man. But they taught me how to work hard and never give up. And I get a little personal. I actually took my friend's life drinking and driving 20 years ago. So I just kind of use that as my fuel. And a lot of people call me whatever they want to call me, but I don't let that get me down. Just got to keep pushing forward no matter what. And it's tough, man. Brayden's
It
lucky.
is.
Brayden got a cheat code.
I know it is.
Brayden got cheat code with two awesome men. to look after him, you know.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for sharing that experience, because what you're doing though is you're turning that really unfortunate thing into something really good. So
Yeah, it's wild, like you said, God, like when it happened 20 years ago, I'm like, I was in a coma for like 3 days. I was lucky to be alive. I lacerated my liver, collapsed my lungs, shattered my hip and pelvis, lost like 2 pints of blood. It was bad. Yeah. But as I was laying in bed, I'm like, why do you do this to me, God? Like, I'm like, I'm only 20 years old. Like, why are you doing this to me? And
wow.
now I know. Now I know it's so I can talk to all these wonderful people that to
There you go.
spread love and joy, you
There,
know.
that's right, which is exactly what people need.
Yeah, there's not enough, huh? So I see
Not at all.
the prayer podcast on the prairie.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty funny right there. Them two have a good
Yeah.
time.
Having such a good time doing that.
Yeah. Is Be Will gonna be ready for the draft next season?
Yes, you know what, if we can get the fans, the Sooner Nation and all his friends and family to pray over him that he stays healthy, we just believe that this is going to be a breakout year for him, and he's just going to always give it 1,000%. So I think he's going to be more than ready.
Yeah, he's got Daniel Parker Jr. pushing him back there now.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And those two have really gotten close, he said. So that's really cool.
That tight end room is pretty stacked right now.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
sure.
I'm telling you, Sooner Nation better get ready. This is going to be such a good run. Like with the recruiting that they're doing, I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, they're bringing in some of them big dogs for them trenches. We need some of them big boys. Like, we just had a bunch of tweeners. I was talking to Wes Sims last night, and he was saying, you know, you'd have to take a smaller guy to plug in here. Then you just keep doing that and doing that and doing that before you know, you got a whole team full of undersized guys, and it screwed us a lot.
Yeah, you're so right. Like, you're doing this, you're kind of making these allowances, and before you know it, you're like, oh wait,
Yeah. I was gonna ask you too, did you play college athletics?
No, I didn't. I wish I would have. I wish they are far past me.
Well, you never know. Like, once you find that inner whatever it is, and you tap it, it's so nice. It's cool.
Yeah.
Did his pop play any sports? Or
so his bio dad played basketball, and I want to say baseball, and his bonus dad played football and ran track.
Nice.
And so Brayden actually did all those.
Nice. Yeah, that's good, because then you work all the muscles, like, because you use different muscles for all those different sports, and that's probably why he's a beast, so much of a beast today. He's got a head start on everybody.
We were listening to the podcast the other day, and my husband was saying it's so funny that people don't even know what kind of baseball player he was. He was an amazing baseball player, probably up there with the kind of football player that he is. We used to say that baseball was his sport, but he loved those Friday night lights, and so he went that way. But yeah, he's a great baseball player too, and basketball.
What position did he play in baseball?
He was an outfielder. He also played first. He was a pitcher initially.
Nice.
And then he was in high school, he was left field. And then he played first base for a long time. But he said back then, when you asked him, what position do you play? He goes, all over, any position, just put me where you need me.
Nice. That's a true champion right there, huh?
He's overconfident, but he can back it up.
Nice. I say it's not conceited, it's just being confident.
That's right. And that's what he would say.
Nice. So you got any good funny stories for us about old B-Will as a child?
Gosh, I'm trying to think of, he was funny. I'm trying to think of like fun facts or whatever. And he was a big baby. He was 10 pounds when he was born.
That is a big baby.
Yeah. He was always big, really big for his age. So, gosh, let me see. I do have one with he was I guess he was about 2. He was at a daycare and she had one of those little play basketball things, like a little hoop and a goal and a basketball. And so she called me from work, his daycare provider, and said, hey, see if you can leave early. I've got to tell you, I've got to show you something. So I come there early and she's like, show mommy, Brayden. And so he just starts shooting and he's making every shot from all over the room, every shot. He's so little. And she goes, should we call the news or something? Like, this has to be newsworthy. Like, no, but he was really always good at hand-eye coordination. He was just freakishly good at anything that had to do with a ball or catching or anything. So, but it was pretty funny that he just already had like muscle memory. He was just making every shot.
Nice. Well, I gotta get going here, but I like to end on a who, a what, and a why. So for who, we'll go, is there any person that like influenced you to be the woman you are today when you were growing up?
My mom.
Nice.
Yeah, my mom, she's a strong woman, very strong. And so, yeah, definitely mom.
Nice. Very nice. And for what is your definition of success?
Ooh, definition of success. I think definition of success is just 120% giving it your all. And whatever you fall short, it's that, as long as you gave it your all, you have no regrets. And to me, that's success, having no regrets.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard not to regret some things, but if you do, you're not going to be in the place you are today. Like, if I took something back that happened to me before I met my wife, I probably would have never met her, and who knows where I'd be right now, to be honest. She saved my life.
That's so true. That's right.
Yeah. And for the why did B-Will choose YOU?
We were he was being recruited and he had received just a few Power 5 offers, and it felt like home. When we went on his visit, it really felt like home out of the visits that we went to. And he was like this, and it was just conveniently located, but man, just the people were so passionate and just fully embraced us. And here we are, these Texans, and just everyone loved on us and welcomed him with open arms. So it was a no-brainer after we did our visit.
Nice. That's very cool. Very cool. But I'd like to see if I can get a Boomer Sooner, a horns down Boomer Sooner.
One?
Yeah.
There's only one?
Oh, we can do there's only one, baby. Oh, there we go. We'll go. Like one, horns down. Boomer Sooner, baby.
That's right.